Good morning, everyone. Next in our quest, we are in the second book of Kings in 13. Yes, I got things to do. The reign of Jehoahaz in Israel, 814 to 798. Oh, now we're again with the king of Israel. In the one before, we were with the king of Judah. All right. In the 23rd year of Joash, son of Ahaziah, it was interesting. There's, in one account that I read up on, the name was spelled different, but it's the same person. Yet in another one that I read up on, they're two different people. Okay. So there is that. No idea. It's the annals of the kings, I think, is referred to the Chronicles. So that might be the Chronicles here in the Bible, are these annals of the kings. I couldn't quite get that pinned down exactly. It's like it seems like that just so many thousands of years later, we're not quite sure, or people out there, theologians, not quite sure what's what, right? And how and then I came across an interesting one on books that were left out of the Bible. Why were they left out? Well, it didn't fit whose agenda at the time? To do what? What does one want to do with the Bible? Control people? God didn't control the people at any time. You always have freedom of will. You always get to choose. Yes? According to God. He can't help it if you're surrounded by people who won't let you do that. For example, okay, I'm just saying. Interesting. Anyway, but you start reading up on stuff and you're going, should I have done that? Just on how confusing it all is, and why is it so confusing? Is it really that difficult? Just write down the truth, done? Okay. Okay. All right. In the 23rd year of Joash, son of Ahaziah, king of Judah, Jehoahaz, son of Jehu, there we go, there's Jehu again, became king of Israel in Samaria. He reigned for 17 years. Not a long time again. Unless, of course, he already was old too when his father died. Okay, all right. He did what is displeasing to Yahweh and copied the sin into which Jeroboam, son of Nebat, had led Israel. He did not give it up. All right, so what's going on here? Remember how many people Jehu killed and in the temple of Baal and all that, and kind of took care of all that stuff? And here, the next one in line, from his lineage, his son, is doing what again? Okay. All righty. This aroused Yahweh's anger against the Israelites, and he delivered them without respite into the power of Hazael, king of Aram, and of Ben-Hadad, son of Hazael. Oh, which, by the way, Hazael, king of Aram, didn't turn back, right, from attacking Jerusalem after Jehoahaz did what? But here, okay, two different parts of Israel. Okay, Jehoahaz, however, tried to placate Yahweh, and Yahweh heard him. Oh, man, to make God out to be such a flip-flopper, or, oh, okay, that's like disciplining a child, and then the child goes, but mom, but dad, and they're going, oh, I can't resist those, oh, but mom, but dad, right? And let them get away with it anyway. Right? Yes? All right. I'll take the trash out just this one time. All right. Anywho. That's not the God I know. Jehoahaz, but I know people are that way. However, tried to placate Yahweh, and Yahweh heard him, for he had seen the oppression which the king of Aram was inflicting on Israel. Well, what? That didn't come to Yahweh's kind of mind, heart to mind, that if he delivered them, gets angry and delivers them into this king's hands, the Israelites, that they wouldn't suffer or be oppressed? Now suddenly God, that's too harsh. Really? Is anybody else noticing on how this is written down? It's comical, really, when it comes down to it. All right. Yahweh gave Israel a savior who freed them from the grip of Aram, and the Israelites lived in their tents as in the past. But they did not give up the sin into which Jeroboam had led Israel. They persisted in it, and even the sacred pole stayed standing in Samaria. Who's the Savior who freed them from the grip of Aram? It doesn't say. It's just interesting to me. That's it. I'm just wondering what happened actually, or is this all just, what, a fairy tale? People just made up stories again for what exactly? Why? Why tell lies? Why not be honest about exactly what happened and how much God actually had to do with it? Or rather, how little God had to do with any of it. Because Israel had already turned away from God so long ago. There are these little tidbits of where one or the other wants to do the right thing. I said, wait a minute, we got a covenant with God, right? Brings it out every once in a while. Supposedly, Jehoahaz grew up with it. And, interesting. Okay. A little different story there all around. Yet, the rest of them, it's not there. God's not there. And that's the bottom line. Of Jehoahaz's army, Yahweh left only 50 horsemen, Yahweh left only 50, like Yahweh killed them. If you can't look in the mirror and look at yourself and going, you did that, nobody else, you did it, you're going to go and find someone else to blame. The best way to blame someone or it on something is when that something or that someone can't defend themselves. Right? Okay, all right. 10 chariots and 10,000 foot soldiers. The king of Aram had destroyed them, making them like dust trampled underfoot. The rest of the history of Jehoahaz is his entire career, his prowess. Is this not recorded in the book of Annals of the Kings of Israel? I guess. Then Jehoahaz fell asleep with his ancestors and was buried in Samaria. His son Joash, here he comes, succeeded him. So there is, now we have Joash. Now we have Joash in what? And Joash where else? I bet you that got confusing. All right, when I read up on it, they were not conclusive that there actually were two different ones. It could be that for a short amount of time, somehow, he may have ruled Israel, that little boy, the whole of Israel. Yeah, it could be. Hey, they're assuming all here. They're just writing down whatever. Can I not do the same? No, it's not the right thing to do. But one could, okay. I said, because I did not find any conclusive I don't want to say evidence, but that someone says, yes, there is this. They're so conflicted amongst each other, the theologians and whatever. They can't unite, and they're really truly finding what should be found, which is the truth, because everybody has their own religion, right? Again, under whose agenda? God's. Okay, all right. The reign of Jehoash in Israel. Wait a minute now. Now it's spelled differently again. It's also a Jehoash, not a not Joash. Yes, I'm telling you. Okay, because that was one of the explanations. Well, there were two of them. So one of them spelled it this way, the other one spelled it that way. But now here, the one of Israel, king of Israel, who is also named Joash, it's spelled Jehoash. Okay. 798 to 783. In the 37th year of Joash, king of Judah, okay, so that was Jehoahaz, Jehoash first. Now it says in here Joash. It's Joash, okay? Jehoash, son of Jehoahaz, but here in the last part of the previous part that I read, his son Joash, it's spelled Joash. Okay, just saying, right? Are these little discrepancies, in my opinion, are important. Who are you talking about exactly? Were there actually two, or was there only one? Just say. Jehoash, son of Jehoahaz, became king of Israel and Samaria. He reigned for 16 years. He did what is displeasing to Yahweh. Oh, well, what else is new? He did not give up the sin into which Jeroboam, son of Nebat, had led Israel. He persisted in it. The rest of the history of Joash, now it's spelled Joash again. His entire career, his prowess. Where the heck did this word come from? Why are we describing people who supposedly have been so displeasing to God with prowess? I know what that means. They were so displeasing to God, yet they were great. Man, they had some pizzazz. They had something. Prowess. Really? How he waged war on Amaziah, king of Judah, which we don't know anything about. That wasn't mentioned anywhere. So that's where his prowess comes from. I got it. Is this not recorded in the book of the Annals of the Kings of Israel? I guess. Then Joash fell asleep with his ancestors, and another Jeroboam, ascended his throne. Joash was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. So, let me see here. This Jeroboam, who succeeded Joash, king of Israel, was named after his grandfather. Okay. The death of Elijah. Oh, here we go. When Elijah had fallen ill of the illness of which he was to die, which we don't know what that is. We know every other illness, every other whatever, right? But we don't, Elijah, one of the really important prophets, we have no idea what befell him. Why? Or did they know and say, we can't tell them what he actually died of? Could have been syphilis or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just saying, right? That's it. Elijah, I know. I'm just saying. Right? Using it as an example again. So detailed with certain other things. Yet here, he died of the illness that, he was ill with the illness that he'd been ill with for a long time. This illness, that's what caused him to die. What was the illness? Tell me. No? Okay. There must have been one. They call it an illness. Of which he was to die. Joash, king of Israel, went down to him and shedding tears over him said, Father, Father, chariot of Israel and its chargers. What did Joash have to do with Elijah? There was no mention of Elijah anywhere at all. How did this guy know Elijah? And remember, they're all doing things that are displeasing God, which means they had idols, this and that. Oh, the dogs are back, bothering sis and yeah. Now we better hurry up. They're gonna want to eat. All right, I better go and get them in. They're bothering the horses. Whoa! Jake! Gus! Breakfast! One, two, and three. Hi, guys. You ready? How was your day? How was it out there, huh? All right. Oh, you tired? Here, Gus. There. There, that's helped Sissy finishing up out there. I have a morning off, which was nice. Okay. So where were we? Somewhere down here. And since they've all been doing what's so displeasing to God, which, as I say, idols, I don't know, completely disregarding God's guidance and all that, why does this king now, that seems like had nothing to do with Elijah, because Elijah surely would have guided him, definitely, Father, what is this now? Kind of false what? Eeh. Elijah said to him, bring bow and arrows. And he sent for a bow and arrows. I'm hearing something out there. And he drew it. Elijah put his hands over the hands of the king. Then he said, open the window towards the east. And he opened it. Then Elijah said, shoot. And he shot. Elijah said, arrow of victory over Aram. You will defeat Aram at Aphek completely. So here now is an interesting account of exactly on how that happened, right? Exactly. Interesting. All right. Whatever, and again, that sounds to me, hey, Elijah said to go to war. Pick up arms. You will win. Elijah said so, and Elijah is under God's guidance. Interesting? Okay. Elijah said, take the arrows, and he took them. Then he said to the king, strike the ground, and he struck it 3 times, then stopped. At this the man of God grew angry with him. You should have struck 6 times, he said, and you would have beaten Aram completely. Now you will beat Aram only 3 times. All right, whatever. Elisha died and was buried. Bands of Moabites were making incursions into the country every year. Bandits. Bands of bandits. Oh dear. Well, seems like they were all bandits, so whatever. Some people happened to be carrying a man out for burial. At the sight of one of these bands, they flung the man into the tomb of Elisha and made off. The man had no sooner touched the bones of Elisha than he came to life and stood up on his feet. Yeah, okay. Victory over the Arameans. I'm sorry, guys. That's yeah, okay. Hazael, king of Aram. I bet you that in their haste or whatever, if that even was true, they left one of them behind, and he happened to come out of the tomb of Elisha and go, well, I made it. And they're going, oh my gosh, I think that was the dead man. Okay. I don't know, but come on now, everyone. Victory over the Arameans. Ah, dear. Hazael, king of Aram, had oppressed the Israelites throughout the lifetime of Jehoahaz. But Yahweh was kind and took pity on them. Because of the covenant which he had made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he relented towards them. He had no wish to destroy them. He did not cast them out of his presence. Hazael, king of Aram, died, and his son Ben-Hadad succeeded him. That's true. God has no wish to destroy anyone, and he never cast anyone aside or out of his presence. We do that. We cast God out. And we're the ones who are destroying each other. Good. Well, yeah. But again, as I said, how is this written down? To please whom? For whose agenda? And make it okay. A wrong and a wrong never makes a right. Right? Yes? Okay. And a right and a wrong doesn't make a complete right either, does it? What do you think? Was it good? Was that good? What'd you do out there? Did you find anything? You guys were kind of back early, huh? Tired from yesterday? They would have gone hours and hours and hours and hours and hours yesterday. All right. Let me finish this, you guys. I'm almost done. Oh, what? Always after they eat, they come for a pat. Huh? Yes. Okay. All right. Say thank you. You are welcome. You guys are all welcome. Oh, you're all welcome. Okay. Everyone, just let me finish. No, don't get... it's done. Wet muzzles on my Bible. Go away. Let me finish. Ooh, somebody smell... Did you guys roll in the manure over there? Someone smells like horse manure. All right. Okay. So Ben-Hadad, Hazael, king of Aram, died, and his son Ben-Hadad succeeded him. From Ben-Hadad, son of Hazael, Jehoash, son of Jehoahaz, recaptured the towns which Hazael had seized from his father Jehoahaz by force of arms. Oh, well, yeah. Joash defeated him 3 times and recovered the Israelite towns. All right. See what happens next. Probably the same thing that's been happening. I don't know why they didn't just say, hey, you know what? We're going to take over these towns for the next 20 years. And then you can have them back for the next 20 years. And then we'll take them over again for the next 20 years. And then we're going to give them back to you again for another 20 years. And save all them lives and become more productive and learn how to work together. Because, gosh. Anyway. But hey, I wasn't there. But that was the second book of Kings, 13. That's all I have to say to that. What do you guys think? Remember, I'm reading this for the reputation of God. It's so easy to just take someone's reputation apart, right? One rumor, slander, gossip. And a good person's reputation can be completely destroyed. Because why? Why is that? Because the people just believe it. At that time, how do you think news traveled? Okay. Just think how it traveled at that time. Yes? We know that I could tell someone a story, then they're going to say, hey, guess what Daniela told me? And the story will already be a little different. By the time it has gone through 10 people, 5 people, the story isn't correct anymore. Yes? That's kind of how news traveled at that time. Or with letters, right? Yes? Okay. But even then, again, mostly it was mouth to mouth. Now, and so is one surprised that most likely a lot of it, what we're reading here, is especially about God, I'm talking about God's reputation, isn't true. Probably all the fighting and warring and all them kings, isn't it? Yeah, okay, all right, probably, yeah. and not being guided by God, not honoring the covenant that they had with God. Yeah, that's probably true. Now in today's world, there are cameras out there, videos, the journalists, right? Whatever. It's all can be exactly recorded as it is. It can be exactly told as it is and given to millions, billions of people all at the same time through the internet, not from, hey, have you heard? No, it's, hey, did you see the video? And yet, most of it is humbug as well. Distorted. Give a little bit of truth, a lot of other stuff. For who? For one's own agenda. For one's own beliefs and on how things are supposed to be according to God's will, no, according to what man wants. Yes? What the people want. Oh, the people want. What a few higher ups want. Whatever. Okay? I say often, if men didn't want it, it wouldn't exist. Well, if the people, the common people didn't want it, it wouldn't exist either. You can't get rich off a t-shirt that doesn't sell. Yes? All right. Okay. Well, that's all I have to share this morning. Sometimes when I start these, I'm going, I don't really have anything to say today. I'm just going to go ahead and read it and yes, give people can think about it on their own or whatever, whoever's watching. And then I get into it anyway, right? Yes, that's how spirit world works. Yeah. But we're the ones who have to make the step. Sit down, turn the video on, start reading, then suddenly spirit work can start to work with you. If your heart to mind and your conscience is in the right place. Yes? Right, guys? They're all listening. No, they're out. Okay. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to y'all another time.